It's the Rob Carson Show. Are you ready to be podsmacked? Now, here's Rob Carson.
And here is episode number 154 of the Rob Carson Show podcast, available on iTunes and iHeartRadio at Rob Carson Show. Also, Audio Boom, Tune In, Google Play, Google Plus. Just Google Rob Carson Show. Also on Facebook, Rob Carson Show, and on Twitter at Rob Carson. I know it's a lot to remember, but anyway, it's the empire that I'm building here. It's the day after the eclipse, by the way. I'm recording this the day after the eclipse. We're going to get into some eclipse madness in just a few minutes, and I'm going to share. I recorded some audio myself because I'm kind of an astronomy geek. I recorded some audio myself with my phone yesterday. Obviously, you can't see on a podcast the video that I took of the sun, but you're going to hear the creatures in my neighborhood and how they reacted to it. I think you're going to be kind of shocked. It's pretty cool. I want to thank Dr. Alex Nelson from fountainoflifechiro.com for being a sponsor on the radio program. If you've never tried chiropractic for things like back pain, low back pain, shoulder pain, neuropathy, hip pain, knee pain, have you ever had sciatica? I'll tell you what, these are things that can be taken care of with chiropractic. Decompression for herniated low back discs. My wife and I both have those issues. Massage therapy and electrical stimulation as well. All you got to do is go to 8335 North Congress Avenue, Kansas City, or fountainoflifechiro.com, fountainoflifechiro.com. Here's the number if you'd like to call him and just say, hey, Dr. Alex, Rob Carson was talking about you on his podcast. 816-741-4711, 816-741-4711. Grass Monsters KC, also a sponsor of the radio program. They have these terrific mowers that are American made. The Dixie Chopper made in Indiana, the Hustler made in Kansas. I'll tell you about the new Raptor flip up from Hustler mowers. This is a mower that has up to a 54-inch cutting deck. It has a 4-year, 400-hour warranty, 25 horsepower engine. And the cool thing is this thing, the blade deck folds up. All right. So you could just drive it into your garage, fold it up, and it takes up half the space of a lawnmower this size. Zero turning radius. You can steer it with your pinky fingers. It's a joy to mow your yard with. Again, grassmonsterskc.com, 5520 Raytown Road, Raytown, Missouri. Grassmonsterskc.com. All right, let's talk about this eclipse. I got caught up in it a little bit. I didn't go anywhere because I'm in Kansas City, and the zone of totality is very close, actually. A better place to see it would have been St. Joseph, Missouri, north of here. But I didn't drive anywhere. I just decided to stay here. And I got some great audio. I'm going to share the audio from my camera in just a moment. But some people went a little bit nuts. Tom Skilling is a meteorologist with WGN in Chicago. Okay? And a lot of people are saying, this is a really sweet reaction. I think he kind of made a doofus of himself, to be honest.
We've been told people start sobbing. For some, it's just a life-changing event. And we may start doing that, too. But I'll get my act together, guys. And I'll be back to you, I promise you. Guys, back to Chicago. Sorry about this.
I can't believe this. I mean, you can't believe this. I thought it was kind of cool. I guess maybe it's just the weather geek, right? He's a weather geek. And it's kind of funny because they only really deal with the stuff inside of our atmosphere. They're not astronomers, for crying out loud. But this guy got a little emotional. Here is a little kid in Salem, Oregon, little girl freaking out over the eclipse. Okay, here we go. Jesus. Okay, I can't take that anymore. I can't take that anymore. There was a little hype surrounding this. Okay, just a little, right? The last one, 1979, we all, know it happened in 1979. Many millennials weren't born then. Of course, in fact, all millennials weren't born then, I guess. And so there were a lot of people who were excited about that. And there were a lot of people who, I was alive when it happened. I was a little kid in school, and we had the shoebox telescope where you could see it. So kind of anticlimactic. It's just you could do the same thing by just cutting a hole in a sheet of paper and taking a circle and bringing it across. It's really not not very exciting. Here's just a montage of people reacting to the eclipse yesterday.
Here comes Diamond Ring. Diamond Ring.
This is so beautiful.
Okay. All right. Shepard Smith. I saw a little bit of Shepard Smith yesterday. He wasn't buying any of it, actually.
You know what? This is my iPhone. This is my electronic, by Bluetooth mouse from a computer down in there. If I put this here and my phone here, I have a total eclipse of the phone.
Yeah.
I do, from my perspective. I cannot see my phone, for I only see my mouse pad, my mouse.
Okay.
It's a total eclipse of the phone. Okay. I mean,
I'm having a total eclipse of the brain here. Yeah.
It's fascinating. It's amazing. Oh my God, the moon has gotten in front of this. Okay, well, I don't know. It's interesting looking. The sun looks a little like the moon up there in my wall. That's interesting. I'm certainly enjoying it. It's better than having to read up on something all day long.
Yes, because all he could do is devote his attention to just covering the moon going in front of the sun. Donald Trump apparently looked at it without the glasses on. All right, and somebody said, "Don't look." Here's the audio from that. Don't look. You don't need those stinking glasses. What? Yesterday, when I was out looking at the sun, I put my the glasses that I had over the camera on my cell phone, and I got some great footage. And I was holding it up, and I was looking through the viewfinder, and I took it down for a second, and I saw the sun for a second in my eye, and I had the little red dot in my retina for a couple minutes, and I went, "Oh God, have I just screwed myself up?" But I didn't freak out too badly, and it's gone today. Of course, everybody was talking about Bonnie Tyler singing aboard a Royal Caribbean cruise line ship, which, by the way, was sold out. I mean, they made a ton of money. Here she is singing a Total Eclipse of the Heart yesterday on board.
Every now and then I get a little bit restless. I dream of something wise. Every now and then I get a little bit helpless, lying like a child in your arms. To get out inside, nothing I can do. Total eclipse of the heart.
Yeah.
Once upon a time, there was light in my life. Now there's only love in the dark. Nothing I can say. I'm total eclipse.
Can you somebody get her a glass of water?
Yeah.
Something. Yeah. Her voice was raspy in 1983. It's really bad in 2017 as a 66-year-old. I guess I had heard that Sarah Jessica Parker went a little bit nuts. Not a surprise. She started out that way.
Oh my God, this is the most spectacular light I've ever seen. It doesn't make any sense. It's happening, you guys. It's happening. Oh my God. There's a corona. Oh my God, there it is. There it is. Without your glasses. Oh my God, it's happening. And lightning. And birds that are rarely ever seen.
Okay.
This is the most spectacular, unimaginably perfect, beautiful.
I think she said that after Barack Obama's inauguration as well. I'm not sure. Yeah, it was. It got to be a little much. It was a little bit much. I'm going to share what I experienced yesterday, and it's kind of interesting because I had been waiting all morning, and I went out at about noon to my home, and I live near Kansas City, and it was a typical morning in the Midwest in a largely wooded area, and there's a lot of cicadas, there's a lot of locusts, there's a lot of birds. Here is the first time I went out of the house yesterday. We are home now. It is a little after noon. sun is up there. And it looks like, hopefully, if we can keep the clouds from not showing up. Okay, so there you go. Now you can hear the noise in the background. That's about literally an hour before the eclipse. As it was beginning. Okay, so literally it took a long time for the sun to cross in front of the moon. Then it sat, there. It seemed like it sat there and then moved on. So that's how it started. Then this is about 10 minutes before totality. Listen to how quiet it got. Listen. Remember earlier when we heard the bugs? Remember earlier when we heard the birds? It's silent. It's silent. Isn't that wild? And I didn't notice then. I mean, it started to look a little bit darker, maybe a little bit. The shadows were a little bit weird on the trees. And then this is totality. Listen to the area just come to life. There you go. Listen to the bugs. Isn't that wild? Let's compare here's the second one. Listen. There's that versus this. It's just crazy, right? Anyway, I thought you'd like to hear that. It's my perspective, and this is my personal experience with it. Unfortunately, right as the sun was going, in totality, was 100% covered. Right as that happened, cloud cover took over, and I couldn't see it. So a little bit anticlimactic. Although I saw most of it. You can check out my Facebook page, Rob Carson Show. See some of the video I took. It's not as good as NASA's, certainly. It's a little shaky. A couple got married in Kansas City, by the way, on the day of the eclipse.
One couple planned their wedding around an epic event.
Yeah, I think there's a lot more to it than just the moon passing over the sun.
Joe Parker and Donna Todd got engaged in 2015. But they waited almost 2 years to get married because they wanted to do it on the same day of the total eclipse.
We both love the moon, the stars, the planets, all that. So that fits us perfect.
Their wedding also has an eclipse theme, with black and white ensembles and protective viewing glasses. They've scheduled the ceremony to finish just before the moon crosses the sun's path.
Okay, well, we'll see if their marriage lasts until the next eclipse, which, by the way, is in 2024. And there was a woman also who had a baby on Eclipse Day, and I'm sure thousands did. She named the baby Eclipse, which, is not, you call the baby Sunny. I call the baby could be named Sunny, something like that. That's kind of nice. But actually, call the baby a natural phenomena, like you would be naming your son a volcanic eruption. It doesn't make any sense. Oh, one other story on the eclipse. Car thief in Florida apparently pulled over to watch the eclipse. And the guy's name is Juxan Rosado. Stole a car in Kissimmee, Florida. Apparently didn't realize the cops were trailing him. He drove away, made a quick pit stop into a hardware store to buy a welder's mask to watch the eclipse. He put it on and watched this guy, and the cops moved in and arrested him. That's fantastic. That is fantastic. Here's an interesting story. I haven't heard from any drunken Kennedys in a while. It's just kind of refreshing. A reportedly raucous party at a Kennedy family home in Massachusetts resulted in the arrest of 2 members of the Klan. Listen to this. One of them was Matthew Max Kennedy, the 9th child of Robert and Ethel Kennedy. He's 52 years old. He looks he's white-haired. He looks 70. He and his daughter were arrested. His daughter's 22, Caroline Kennedy. They like to keep the names in the family, right? Apparently, they violated the noise law. The police chief, Barnstable Police Lieutenant John Murphy, told the Boston Herald the Kennedys broke a local noise law, which is punishable by a $100 fine and arrest. If it's a noise you can hear from a distance of 150 feet, then that's a problem. So they went in there, told him to hold it down. And Matthew Max Kennedy said no. His daughter went along with it. I'm just glad he wasn't driving a car with her or another female in the car, after a party. I'm kind of glad, actually. Just a little disturbing of the peace kind of thing. By the way, Matthew Max Kennedy wrote, "Make gentle the life of this, the vision of Robert F. Kennedy." I don't know if this was the vision of Robert F. Kennedy. Getting arrested. I don't know. More football players. If the Browns could make themselves suck even more, they certainly have done it, okay? The Browns have always just sucked, and now they suck. They decided to do a group kneel during the national anthem. All right, this is the big thing, and it's become a cliche, and it's just so funny that these millionaires are kneeling for the national anthem, not really saying where the finish line is for the country, like Colin Kaepernick. There's something wrong with the country, and I'm not going to stand until the country is better according to how I want it, which is the voice of a spoiled millennial generation. Here's who kneeled, by the way.
A group of at least 10 Browns players knelt during the national anthem prior to Monday's preseason game against the Giants. The group included linebacker Jamie Collins, running back Duke Johnson, and wide receiver Kenny Britt, while quarterback Deshaun Kaiser and others placed their hands on their teammates' shoulders during the display. The apparent protest comes just a week after Browns head coach Hugh Jackson told reporters that he hoped protests wouldn't happen on his team. The Browns are just the latest NFL team to show some display of protest during the 2017 preseason, a display that is carried over from a movement started by Colin Kaepernick in 2016.
Yeah. What the hell is the finish line, folks? Well, what is the end all? When is it going to be? Is it when finally African Americans can become multimillionaires by playing a sport they played as children? I guess that's already happening. Yeah, I guess that's already happening. Okay. Spoiled, entitled generation that has never experienced a crisis, never experienced really a war. I mean, those who did experience the war volunteered for it. They were patriotic. Those who didn't, did not. These are spoiled, entitled children who had a lot of, mommy and daddy running them to football practice. Mommy and daddy always there at the football games. Sometimes, a lot of times just mommy. But always hand sanitizer, always a bike helmet, always a cell phone. And now they've got to create some sort of crisis for themselves so it makes them feel relevant. That's what it's all about, folks. That's what it's all about. Story out of Washington, D.C. that I just doubt it. Gay couple is attacking the Prime Rib restaurant in Washington, D.C., claiming it's anti-gay. Waiter served them an ice cream sundae in 2 bowls rather than 1. The couple is Ron Gage and Henry McKinnon. When it came time to dessert, we decided to get a sundae with 2 spoons. The server indicated he wouldn't bring the dessert in 2 dishes because, according to Gage, quote, "It wouldn't look right with 2 gentlemen eating out of the same sundae. It doesn't go with the ambiance of the restaurant." We were speechless, Gage said. Angry over what they alleged was a clear display of discrimination, the couple wrote reviews on Facebook and Yelp about their bad experience. "It was so humiliating," McKinnon said. "It was unbelievable how it made us feel." Manager of the restaurant says he hasn't been able to speak much to the waiter, who is from Bulgaria. English not his first language. He says, "I'm not sure if he got confused as to what he was saying or how he was saying it." Now, guy Bulgarian speaking English as a second language, would he say, "It wouldn't look right with 2 gentlemen eating out of the same sundae. It doesn't go with the ambience of the restaurant"? Really? Some guy from Bulgaria is going to say that, right? After the couple posted their review on Yelp, other users shamed the restaurant. Quote, "Me and my family will never eat here again. A homophobic restaurant in Washington, D.C. One user wrote, "Shame, shame, shame." A third user posted, "Never again will I set foot in there." That is all about, folks, trial and conviction without, no conviction, just a trial. That's what it's all about. There's no evidence this happened. There's no videotape this happened. It's just two people on a Yelp review. I am doubting a Bulgarian used those words when he refused, or if he refused, the gay couple their dessert. Sorry. Oh, two municipalities in the country are going to go after distracted walking. Hear about this? Distracted walking. This is not only texting while walking, but in Honolulu, pedestrians in Honolulu can still talk on their cell phone, all right? But not in crosswalks. They also, I believe there's other technology that you cannot have. Oh, for instance, the new law allows for speaking on a cell phone while crossing a city street or highway, but nothing requiring a pedestrian to look at a device, including laptop, computers, tablets, video gaming devices, or pagers. But that's coming. Honolulu Police Department going to be issuing citations October 25th. 3-month education and warning period. Found guilty. The first offense, $15 to $35. Second offense, same year, $35 to $75. Third offense, 12 months. Within 12 months, $75 to $99. Now, they're going to do the same thing in Stamford, Connecticut. They're going to, in fact, they've already passed it. And it's going to be coming up. And it's, again, to get people to stop from texting and crossing streets. Here is part of the report from WABC in New York.
They have to be careful when they're crossing a street. It's dangerous.
Stanford Representative John Zielinski is pushing for a new law.
Wait a minute. Is he part of the Zielinski Auto Parts clan?
That he hopes will keep
Tommy Boy
heads up and accidents down.
My whole objective in doing this is to prevent any more injuries of pedestrians getting injured or killed.
Zielinski is one of several co-authors of a bill that would make it illegal in Stanford to cross the street while talking, texting, or even using the headphones on a mobile device.
Okay, so all of those things. You can't even have headphones on a mobile device when you're crossing the street. They can't tell if you had them turned on and you were listening to anything. Here's the thing that bothers me about this, guys. You can't protect everybody all the time. All right? Humans are going to do stupid craps. Humans are going to get hurt. It just happens. This, to me, just reminds me of something your mother would do. You know? Something your dad would do. And the government is doing it. Do you know what I mean? This bothers me. It bothers me that the government feels like they need to make us so safe all the time. You know, and listen, there are some good rules out there. Don't get me wrong. I'm glad that people have to wear safety belts now. It's a good thing. I don't think texting and driving. I think it's a pain in the butt to try and enforce with police officers, but I think it's a good thing because it's been shown that people cause accidents when they're texting and driving. And might add also, a lot of teenagers live streaming their drive down the highway. Several have been killed recently. Their deaths caught on tape. Here's a little bit more from Stanford.
The proposal is modeled after a similar law in Honolulu, Hawaii, and would make Stanford among the first U.S. cities to take this kind of action, all of it designed to combat all forms of digital distraction. Residents today seem plugged into the idea.
People don't pay attention. Safety features, and the people driving crazy, anybody could get hit. We see a lot of that lately.
People are not paying attention to where, you see people walking and fall in the gutter, walk right into a car, and they don't even say, excuse me, and it's bad. I'm glad they're doing something about it.
The city leader who proposed this law says it still has to make its way through the political process, but already has a good amount of support, and at the earliest could be officially on the books by October.
Like I said, you can't save everybody. You can't save everybody. The government's going to try it. And with that comes the reduction of more freedoms. I don't want to make this political, but it does. It is. It's taking away a freedom. The freedom to be able to talk on the phone, the freedom to be able to listen to music wherever you want to go, including in the crosswalk. Think about it. If you want to just say public safety, you can take a whole lot of freedoms away from people. You can take a whole lot of freedoms away from people under the guise of public safety. Okay, so the first album created with artificial intelligence has come out. It's going to be released actually August 20th. Oh, no, it came out yesterday on the Eclipse Day, oddly enough. Musical album called I Am AI. Featured single released yesterday. It's called Break Free. Now, it is apparently there is a artificial intelligence music composer, producer, and performer. Although I believe the woman singing this song is called Taryn Southern, but the everything else was done by artificial intelligence. All right. So here's a little bit of this song by Taryn. I want you to listen to the lyrics because this kind of sounds like maybe something that's becoming self-aware. Just listen.
Wish I could see beyond what I can see. I wish I could touch beyond what I can touch. I wish I could feel beyond what isn't real.
Doesn't this kind of sound like your computer? I wish I could touch, but I can't. Think about that. If this is being created by artificial intelligence, these are the things this thing can't do. Or maybe I'm overthinking it.
I wish I could imagine, yeah. There's more to who we are. There's more to what we could be. As I feel the weight of being, I'm learning how to break free. I'm
Okay, it's all right. It's got a hook. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Okay, newest piece of technology you don't need. This is funny, and I've got a lot of worthless gadgets in my kitchen. There is a new product. Are you ready for this? Okay, it takes basically your Alexa and makes it a salt dispenser. It's called Smalt. I believe this is real. Okay, so it combines the intelligence of a personal assistant you can talk to, all right, and a $2 salt shaker. Here is the commercial for Smalt.
Meet Smalt, the world's first interactive centerpiece that enhances your dining experience. Smalt has a sleek and portable design. Features a built-in mood light to set the ambience, a Bluetooth speaker that delivers a crisp and powerful sound, and it's a smart salt dispenser. Shake, pinch,
Okay. There you go. So it plays music, it sets the ambient light, and then it is a smart salt dispenser.
All using your smartphone. Smalt comes with Amazon Alexa integration for the times you need an extra hand. Simply say, Alexa, dispense half a teaspoon of salt.
You have to tell, sorry, I've got Alexa in the office with me. And whenever I say her name, she perks up and immediately wants something. It's kind of creepy. She's right behind me. But could you imagine saying to Alexa, I need to have a teaspoon of salt. And then the salt comes out of the bottom of it.
You can also track and monitor your sodium with the Smalt app.
Of course. Smalt.
Smalt's easily portable design makes it an on-the-go centerpiece no matter where you dine. Pair your phone with Smalt.
The waiter comes over. Do you need anything? No, we've got Smalt. We're fine. Could you get a Smepper? Could you get Smepper for us?
To stream your favorite music and let the entertainment begin.
Now they can do a smart pepper grinder because I hate grinding pepper. I do Smepper.
Let Smalt be the conversation piece of your dinner party.
Boy, that's going to be a really bad dinner party. Watch. Alexa, give me some salt. Wow. Oh, okay. And hold on. Now Alexa's awake behind me. Okay. Nothing. I don't need anything. I'm fine. Guys, thanks for listening. Make sure to download this episode on iTunes at Rob Carson Show. Follow me on Facebook at Rob Carson Show. Twitter at just Rob Carson. Okay? Have a glorious, glorious day, and we'll see you again for episode number 155.
Thanks for listening to The Rob Carson Show. Friend him on Facebook at Carson Show, on Twitter at Rob Carson, and on Instagram, I think Facebook and Twitter are enough for now.